Hola amores, and welcome back to the channel. And to those who don't know me, I am Maritza, currently a graduate master's student in psychology. And today we are going to talk about a subject that one of the channel members went ahead and shared with me, which is why do you men fantasize about strangers all the time? But in the contrary, us ladies, we don't. We usually fantasize about men we actually know. So I will let you know, but this is according to psychology. So let's get into it right now. I will start with a saying in Spanish that goes like this: Más vale malo conocido que nuevo por conocer. And it means it is better to be bad but known than new and unknown. Alright? So my loves, have you ever wondered why your brain always chooses the main character of your daydreams? If you are a man, there's statistically a higher chance that that person who you choose is also going to be a total stranger. And if you're a lady, it is more likely going to be someone you actually know. So first, my loves, let's talk about the male perspectives and their power of the stranger. Studies, listen to me now, studies consistently show that men's fantasies often revolve around novelty. But why a stranger? Well, psychology tells us that this is a biological phenomenon where males across various species usually showed renewed sexual interest whenever a new female was introduced. And why? Well, because the men's arousal patterns are often different than the ladies. Men are a lot more visual driven. And the stranger, especially one who's very unknown, allows the man exactly that. Which is what? Which is allows his brain to focus purely on the visual and only the physical stimuli. Psychology also says that a stranger carries no emotional baggage with her. All right, there is no history of who did the dishes, of that argument that happened a few years ago that still lingers in the lady's mind. It is pure, uncomplicated visual stimulation. Even some evolutionary psychologists argue that this stems from an ancient biological drive for genetic variety. And yes, while we have moved on past the Stone Age, that newness trigger still lights up the dopamine centers in the male's brain. And yes, men tend to be a lot more visual reactive, and the stranger represents exactly that, which is a visual peak without the need for a backstory. Now, my loves, let's talk about the female perspective and the power of context. Because now, for ladies, the data leans towards familiarity. For many ladies, for many women, the who is often less important than the why or the how. Familiarity provides the necessary framework for a lady to to satisfy her mental narrative. Ladies, women, we are a lot more likely to fantasize about a friend, about an ex, or even about someone who we feel we know. Why? Because psychology suggests that for many of us, the desire is closely linked to a sense of safety and trust. And by fantasizing about someone we know, a friend, a coworker, or an ex, well, this provides the ladies a pre-vetted emotional environment. And the emotional context here is that for many ladies, physical attraction is deeply tied to personality and to safety. And knowing a person's vibe, smelling their scent, remembering how they smell, how they look, all these things, or even how they treat others, provides us with the narrative that makes the fantasy work for us. From a psychological standpoint, the known quantity is a lot safer for us because a fantasy is a vulnerable space. And for the ladies' brains, for the women's brain, it often prefers a character it has already examined. And yes, while you men might focus a lot more on a specific image, women's fantasies are often more like a movie script. There is a plot, a setting, and most importantly, a pre-existing connection. And also, my friends, while this may not be universal, many ladies lean towards demisexuality, which is attraction based on an emotional bond. Knowing a person's scent, like I explained, their voice, their personality, allows our brains to construct a more vivid, multi-sensory experience, more than a flat image of a stranger could ever provide. Finally, my friends, please know that this is not just biology. Society actually plays a massive role right here, because men are often socialized to view sexual desire as a conquest, right? Or as an independent physical act, which aligns with the stranger trope. And women, we are often socialized to view desire through the lens of romance and relationships, which naturally centers on the known, right? On the known figures in our imagination. So before you go, well, hey, listen, not me, I think different. Remember one thing, these are statistical averages and not universal rules, because psychology is a set of trends and not a cage. Plenty of ladies enjoy the thrill of a mysterious stranger, and plenty men, I'm sure they find intense fantasies which revolve around their long-term partners. And factors like what? Like attachment style, culture, and even what book you're currently reading maybe can flip our scripts entirely. But at the end of the day, our fantasies are just our brain's way of playing sandbox mode with who? With our desires. So whether it's a stranger from the coffee shop or a friend you've already known for years, it's all just part of the complex, weird, and wonderful human experiences that we live right here. And with this, we have reached the end of today's video, but I invite all of you to connect with me through Instagram, go and check out my other music relaxing channel here on YouTube, and go and see the channel's membership just in case you may find it useful. Once again, I am Maritza, and know that I will try my best to continue always keep bringing you ways on how to create a better bond with yourself and a more meaningful relationship with all those around you. Mwah. Till next time. Ciao, ciao, my loves. Ciao, ciao, my amores.